if you have been watching anime for like few years by now, then you have probably heard about the series called Ghost Stories. And not because it's a good series or it's a meat series or it's just a yokai series. It's probably because of the dub that it got, which feels more like a parody than a proper dub. Yeah, I'm talking about the Ghost Stories legendary dub. That is more like a meme dub, and the whole dubbing situation of the series is not accidental. It was an experiment, and almost no one really knows the reason why the whole thing happened. Okay, before we go into the video, this is your host Sam with a BH, and thank you for coming to my CH. I am an indie VTuber who does indie stuff, I guess. You can check my Twitch channel where I mostly stream. I do want to make content over YouTube more. I have been like absent from YouTube for a whole year so far, but yeah, this is my like first video after like a year, so enjoy the video. Ghost Stories, also known as Gakkou no Kaidan, aired back in 2000 in Japan and actually got medium to good reception in Japan, to the point that it still airs in Japan nowadays. So it wasn't a blockbuster hit like Gegege no Kintaro or Hellgirl, both in the like horror series in the same era, but it wasn't a total failure. The series is about a group of teenagers going about and exercising ghosts that are haunting their school. So in a way, you can say it's like Scooby Doo, just the ghosts are real, and it's kind of scary if you actually watch the sub though. So why there's a difference between dub and sub? Well, back in the day when ADV Films, the people behind the dub, got English right to the show, Fuji TV, the people behind the series, basically said, we don't care what you do with it. Keep the names, the ghost, the exorcism, do whatever else you want. And yeah, they just basically got a free pass and they just gone wild with the whole licensing of the whole series. And with the total freedom they got, they just decided to turn this horror flick into a comedy. The voice actors were told, be funny, be weird, break the fourth wall. If you think it will get us laugh, just say
down! Drop the Krispy Kreme, Serpico! We need your help
Did
here!
my house look like my father and my brother after 9 months or
Yeah, diggity!
they didn't give a second thought of what they were recording at all. That's why there's some stuff like this.
Think of a big black man chasing you!
And it's still in the like whole cut somehow. Look, I would admit, sometimes dubs do get derailed a little bit, but it never derailed like Ghost Stories, man. You have to like at least acknowledge that much. So why did ADV gone with this kind of dubbing instead of like, faithfully dubbing the whole series? Well, for one, anime back then wasn't famous. They didn't have that much advertising. They didn't have that much fan following. It didn't have that much presence on the West, and they didn't knew if this series gonna click with the audience because the whole series is around Japanese folklore and Japanese yokais or ghosts. So to connect with the audience in the West, they didn't gone with the spooky horror story. They just turned it into comedy because comedy always works. So why didn't this happen again with any other anime? Well, because to be honest, they couldn't. ADV knew Ghost Stories was a safe sandbox. They got the license cheap. They didn't have a big fan base overseas. There was no serious lore to protect. It was a wild card, and they just used it after getting the permission. But for the better or for the worse, the anime became legendary because of the horrible dub it got. Because to be honest, if that dub didn't existed, this anime would have become a really obscure series, like how O7 Ghost is or Rental Magica is. It didn't even got a dub so far. It was intentionally bad in the best way possible, and an entire generation of anime fan discovered it through memes and reaction videos, and unironically. So in conclusion, yeah, we get our laugh out of the series dub. It wasn't an accident. It was a one of a kind of an experiment that was made by ADV because they got the like whole free reign of the series. And to be honest, for the better or the worse, we all love the series. It's like a guilty pleasure to a lot of us. And yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about in this like whole video. I hope I touched every one topic that was like related to this. I don't really have that much resources to like find out everything about every a whole like anime. I'm not that big of an otaku yet. So if you enjoy looking at me suffering, then subscribe, like, and comment down below. I hope I make more videos like this, man, in the future.